Electrics First Fix. This is the Electrics First Fix section of the NHE Plus. Electrical works will more often than not be contracted out to an electrician, but on many jobs we'll still need or want to allow for the costs of the electrical works in our quote and work schedules. In the First Fix Electrics section of the NHE Plus, we can allow for the costs of any electrical work for the job as a whole. If we need a specialised electrics programme, then Easy Price Pro do produce one called Easy Electrics. It's designed specifically for pricing up electrical works and estimates on a room-by-room basis. If we're not allowing for any First Fix Electrics in our quote, then we can close this section by checking this box here. Let's just reopen it. The First Fix Electrics section is really flexible. We can just enter a lump PC sum, we can enter the details and work out the price, or we can enter the details and make it into a PC sum. We'll take a look at all the options. PC sum options. If we're using a contractor to do the First Fix Electrics work and they've already given us a price, we can allow for this as a lump PC sum. It does involve adding in an extra row that can't be removed. We won't actually be using this method on our job, so to show you how this works, we'll just open another quote. OK, we're in the First Fix Electrics section of another quote. We've gone to an electrician who's given us an overall price for the work, and we're going to include this in our quote as a PC sum. We do not fill in any of the boxes in the First Fix Electrics section. We just go straight to the bottom right-hand side of this section and tick the PC sum box. We're provided with a form. This gives an explanation about PC sums and the different ways we can use them. We'll click OK. The programme will now add an extra row into the pricing sheet for us. Now, we just use this form to enter in the information that we've been given by the contractor. We're provided with a description. We can change this if we want. We'll use this first drop-down and select Material. Because we're entering overall costs, we will skip these other boxes, and we'll just go straight to the Hours box. We enter in the hours, select the trade. This detail is put into the extra row that's now on our pricing sheet. We type the material cost into this red box. State that there is one of these. See? The cost is now in the material column. We'll see that as we've entered hours, some of the financial value has been allocated to the labour column. If we've been provided with a breakdown for plant, just type it into this white box. The PC sum box is ticked. So in all of our reports, this will be clearly marked as a PC sum. And we can deal with the markup for it in the PC sum section. We'll now go back to our main quote and look at the other ways we can allow for the First Fix Electrics in our quote. Red boxes. At the top of the First Fix Electrics section, we have a number of red boxes. To calculate the costs, we just need to enter the requested information into them. It's really straightforward. First, we'll enter the sockets and light switches in our solid walls. It is important to differentiate between solid and stud-work walls, as the type of backbox required will be different. We'll put in 34 double sockets. Let's click the question mark. Each of the red boxes does have a question mark. In here, we can see how the programme is calculating the wiring for these items. So we can see the length of the drop from the ring main and the length that's being allowed to hang out. The programme then tells us the total amount of wire that will be allowed for each socket. We can adjust all of these if we want. We'll enter in 4 single sockets and 22 light switches. We'll now enter the items for our stud-work walls. So 3 double sockets, no single sockets, and 3 light switches. We'll allow for 3 outside lights. We'll just click the question mark. OK, so we can see the default setting for the length of wire per outside light is 15 linear metres. This can be changed though if we want. We'll put in 19 lights, 6 TV points. We don't have any storage heaters, but we will have 5 smoke alarms. We've got 2 showers, 1 cooker, 5 telephone points, 1 consumer unit and 3 extractor fans. We do have the option for underfloor heating. If this was required, just enter the area in square metres. OK, so to calculate our First Fix Electrics, we just enter the quantities of any items that we will need into the clearly marked red boxes. First Fix items. All the items for our First Fix Electrics are here. They're organised into separate subsections. So sockets and lights, smoke alarms, storage heating, TV, telephone, and so on. This makes viewing and checking what's being worked out very easy. Each of these subsections works in the same way. So we have the description of the item. We can click the question marks. These contain the wiring information. So if we want to view it again, or if we didn't view it when we were entering the details into the red boxes, we can do so here. We can change the material being used for each item by using the drop-down menu. And we can see the material, labour costs and hours here. As this is the first fix, we can see all the boxes for our sockets and lights. The wiring and clips for our other items, such as smoke alarms, is all worked out for us. The TV and telephone point cable is calculated, along with the clips. We didn't enter an area for the underfloor heating, so nothing's been worked out. Here are the screws for all the back boxes, and below this are the raw plugs. If we click the question mark, we can see that the programme allows plugs to all back boxes in masonry walls. Wiring. The wiring for our sockets, lights and other items is worked out here. We can use the drop-down menus to adjust the type of wire if we want. Let's click on the wiring for sockets question mark. This visual reference is really helpful. It tells us the total amount of wire that will be required for all sockets. Plus, it explains how the ring main has been worked out for us. Clips for our wiring have also been automatically calculated. If we click on any of the clip question marks, we can see how they're being worked out. We do need to tell the programme if any armoured cable is needed. We just select the material and enter the number of linear metres into the blue box here. The programme would then instantly calculate the clips for it, and we could view how it was working them out by clicking this question mark. OK, so our first fix electrics has been worked out. Earlier in this movie, we looked at how we could just add in a PC lump sum for this part of the job. We have now entered in the details, but if, for example, we've not yet had the opportunity to get a quote from an electrician, or if we just want to submit this as a PC sum, then we can. We just tick this box here. We're provided with a small form. This explains how the programme deals with PC sums, and we can access a help PDF that contains even more information by clicking the blue info icon. The NHE Plus does enable us to add a unique markup to our PC sums on the summary sheet. If we go to the summary sheet, we can see that any sections that are a PC sum are colour-coded. With PC sums, once the markups have been added, the programme will then round the figure up to the next £100. We'll just go back to the pricing sheet. If we did not want this to be a PC sum, we'd just untick this box. Extra row and totals. If any additional items that aren't listed are required for our first fix electrics, we can add an extra row by clicking this button here. We can click this blue info icon for further help. The totals for our first fix electrics are here. Because we've checked the PC sum box, on our client's summary, the NHE Plus will add on any markups and then round the total up to the nearest £100.